and may not be suitable for children under 13 years of age. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Patriot Prime here once again with a Thursday night SITREP. And my special guest tonight is Captain Kyle from the channels Toy Spotlite and Fandom Spotlight. So, Captain Kyle, we meet at long last once again.
I was going to say, we this is not our first meeting, my friend. I have met you before. You look very familiar.
I first met this fine gentleman at TFCon 2019 in Reston. We kind of hung out all weekend, went to a great burger joint. And did we go twice to that? You went with us once. I know we went back for a second time. I can't remember if you went the second time or not.
I think I tried a Mexican place, and then I was in the bathroom for a very long time.
Yeah, we heard stories about that Mexican place. So how are you doing tonight?
Well, I was left for dead on the sands of Tatooine, and, ever since then, my back's been hurting. No, doing well. Just crazy busy. I know normally, I guess you do Friday nights, but thank you for shifting it for me because I have a con tomorrow, and I have a con all weekend, and then the weekend after that. So,
now, which cons are you going to this weekend?
Monster Mania. So
it sounds like a blast.
Cherry Hill, New Jersey. They have a bunch of the actors from Dexter there. They have Anthony Michael Hall, who, when you were a geek in the 80s, he was kind of like, hey, that's one of us.
He was the geek of the 80s.
He was the geek of the 80s. I find out he's not really a geek. He's more into sports, but it's like,
I've heard of sports.
Yes, the sport thing. Apparently there's balls, which, there are balls involved in other things too, but apparently.
I can tell already this is going to be a normal SITREP because we are 2 minutes and 28 seconds in. We're talking about balls.
Yes.
That's how it works.
So, yes, there's a bunch of actors going to be there. And then the following weekend is Fandemic Dead. Now, I don't know if you recall, but one of my personas on Fandom Spotlight is the governor, and I'll be down there, and I'll be doing a panel moderating with the great David Morrissey, who is actually the actual governor. So
I haven't watched Walking Dead in so long.
It got depressing for a while, and then it got better, and now it's ending. So.
And I think it's all on Netflix. I can probably catch up if I need to.
Yeah, the latest season, only part of it, if any, is on Netflix. But yeah, talking about balls while drinking Dickens cider. Mick Ultra. Oops. I have some of those downstairs. This is my. It's actually a Walking Dead mug. It's hard to see in this lighting.
When you're teleporting there.
Yeah. I'm out of phase with reality. It's hard to see, but it says don't be a porch dick on it. And it's filled with Pepsi Zero sugar. So
with the current gas prices, I plan on being a porch dick all summer unless that changes.
Well, that's why I need to get sponsors for all my cons. So pay me to go because I can't afford to drive.
Yeah, and I guess starting tonight is TFCon in is it San Francisco or Los Angeles or somewhere over on the coast.
Somewhere that's too far to go to.
Way too far to go. Yeah, somebody asked me the other day, "Are you all right? Am I going to meet you at TFCon over there?" I was like, "Nope, that's a little too far from West Virginia for me."
Well, I have to say, I went in the old days of BotCon. I went out to BotCon in Pasadena, and it was a lot of fun. Weird Al was a guest. They had, and he was on a panel with David Kaye, and he was just a lot of fun. I actually made him laugh. not like I'm laughing at this guy. He's like, laughing with me because I asked him, hey, when are you going to do a parody of Stan Bush's The Touch? And he's like, well, I'm kind of waiting for the right time. and I said, well, when you do, I already got lyrics for you. You've got to flush and you've got to jiggle. Yeah. So, and he laughed. So it was a genuine laugh.
I like the fact that they're coming out with that movie about
I've made him laugh twice in my life. And,
I've made people laugh, but usually for the wrong reasons. All right. Well, let us get started on the mighty SITREP here. For those of you who don't know about the SITREP, and pretty much everybody in my chat is series regulars, but somebody may watch this later on, is I have 10 questions for my guests. 10 questions regarding Transformers. 5 questions is regarding the toys, and the other 5 questions is regarding him as a YouTuber. And we will derail quite often. That adds to the charm. So we will kick this off now with question number 1. What is the appeal of Transformers for you?
Transformers. I've heard of those.
Yeah, I mean, GoBots gave them a run for the money back in the day. They barely squeaked by then.
Yeah, I don't know. I think GoBots just they didn't stand up. Transformers for me, growing up, first of all, I was a Star Wars guy. Had lots of Star Wars action figures, got vehicles and all that. One of the appeals, of course, is the fact that when you have a Transformer, you have the action figure and he becomes his vehicle. He doesn't need to go, hitch a ride. But also the story. I love the science fiction aspects of the story. These sentient robots on another planet. I've always been a sci-fi guy. So I think it was the appeal of the great story and these really cool robots that could become vehicles, and the transformations were very clever. And they're getting more clever all the time. And sometimes a pain in the ass. But, yeah, that was pretty much it for me. Just seeing these really cool robots that could change. And I mean, the casting was so well done. I mean, Peter Cullen, Frank Welker, you had Scatman Crothers, Dan Gilvezan, all these great voices, Michael Bay. And I'm going to diss a little bit on the original Michael. I just said Michael Bay, didn't I?
You said Michael Bay. I was letting it slide because I was waiting for the joke.
Michael Bay, basically his voice was, but no, Michael Bell. But the thing is, I'm sure you've seen at least some of, if not all of, the War for Cybertron trilogy on Netflix.
Oh yeah, seen the whole thing.
And
I powered through it.
I mean, it's not a horrible story. The pacing,
and that was it. It's just so
of the dialogue.
The pacing in that show reminds me of my first videos when I first got on YouTube. Hi, YouTube. I am Patriot Prime, and this is the figure I'm reviewing today. This is Wheeljack. Yeah, that's how it was.
Indeed, and I know that these voice actors must have studied with William Shatner. It was just so many pauses in the dialogue, and I mean, the story wasn't bad, but they could have trimmed it down. They could have gotten, I don't know, union voice actors, but they didn't want to spend the money. And whoever did the audio editing could have eliminated. I've done videos where I'll be saying, and now we have this figure here, and he's red, and I can cut out the and the pause. And
I do that all the time.
Yeah, and they couldn't do that in friggin' War for Cybertron. And the thing is, a lot of the voices sounded the same.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. It's like when you watch, if you close your eyes watching the original G1 Transformers cartoon, you hear a voice. You know who it is. That's Trax talking to Bumblebee. My God, do you see Starscream's over there? But it's tracks, and and then you hear Huffer whining, and you hear all this stuff. You close your eyes with the War for Cybertron, and it's like I have no idea who's speaking, except for Megatron and Optimus did have distinct voices, but
Megatron killed me with the damn lips. What was the idea? Or what was the thought process? Well, let's make Megatron. Yeah.
I am constantly ready to take a selfie.
You talk about the voices from G1. When I was a kid, of course, I've mentioned before, I didn't have cable here. So my only chance to watch the cartoon was at my grandparents' house. And that was just every now and then I come here. But I had a friend of mine who used a tape recorder, if anybody in the chat remembers what those are, and he would record on tape G1 episodes and give them to me at school. And I would just lay there in my room at night and listen to those. And like you said, I knew who was talking. My imagination's going wild trying to think what the action is. But that's how I experienced a lot of my G1 shows.
But yeah, it's just I am disappointed in the casting that they did for War for Cybertron. Definitely, Rico. If you play at 1.5 speed, it's much better. And Optimus Prime sounds a little bit more like this. I know who you are, Quintessence. That makes so much more sense than I know who you are. It's like, my God, can you speed it up? I have a ship to run here. I need to get through this episode.
Yeah, I never thought would happen, but I think it was Earthrise. I binged it all one night, but during the middle, this happened. And I don't think I've ever fell asleep watching Transformers before.
I mean, there's been some great Transformers shows. I mean, and usually they have distinctive voices. Transformers Animated, another great one. Where David Kaye was confused when they're like, wait, they want me for Optimus and not Megatron? Wait. And I just reviewed a figure from Prime, and I enjoy the Megatron from animated Starscream. You're such an idiot.
I loved his voice in animated. The large, was it leader class back in the day? That's the only animated figure I have is a leader class dual helicopter.
Yep, I have the regular, and I got the Shadow Blade Megatron just recently. He's a very cool.
That's
purple. The purple and black, and it's like they were thinking about calling him Galvatron. I could swear, but they decided not to.
Oh, talk about cool collars. I cannot wait to get this. Let me share a screen real quick. They just announced this G1 collared Megatron. Whoops. Hold on.
It's flickering a bit, but I saw it.
Let me try it again. My system does that from time to time. Let's see if this will work. There we go. Yes. This thing just looks glorious. And
this is from who?
New Age. They're the ones that do these smaller Legends class Megatrons. And it's one of the things I've always wanted is a G1 comic Megatron, with the blue helmet or the black helmet. I just love it. I am all over this figure when it comes out. It's up for pre-order right now on showzstore.com.
Use coupon code Patriot Prime to get 0% off.
Yeah, 0%. It's only $1 down.
That's cool. That looks like a very cool version.
I know. my internet, of course, everybody's asleep now. I did this earlier. Of course, last time I did a stream, I decided, my infinite wisdom, to get the Con Bros together, and we were going to kind of Mystery Science Theater 3000, a G1 episode. We made it 20 minutes in YouTube. Well, probably 5 minutes into the show, and YouTube shut us down. Copyright violation. And we didn't even have the sound play, and we were talking over it the whole time. They still got us.
Yeah. You got to be careful about that type of thing. You can use clips Like I use G1 show clips in my videos all the time, but you got to keep them short, you know.
Oh, I know. I do it too.
Yeah, it's definitely something you want to, be very careful of.
But I thought with as many like videos like the kill count that shows pretty much the whole movie, you got reaction videos, you got movie reviews. I thought, with us in it talking over it, I don't see the problem, but I was wrong.
Well, with the live stream, they will just shut you down. With a reaction video, because as you know, I do the governor and I do make reaction videos, I get copyright claimed all the time. Not copyright strikes, but claims where they either restrict where it's able to be viewed or they try to take my money. Trying to take my money. I don't make a lot as it is. They want my 38 cents.
I know, bastards.
So it's, and I usually fight, and sometimes I win. But yeah, it's, reaction videos get copyright claimed all the time. It's just when you're doing something where you're actually showing, it live, they kind of shut you down. It's not like they can do it.
I have a special response video for the Rumble is red, Frenzy is blue thing. And
okay.
I thought ahead, and I actually made it one of these, so I can't get kicked off.
Is that So are you saying that Rumble is blue?
Yes.
Because I agree.
That's the only way. Oh, and real quick, if you went to TFCon 2019, this was the limited edition figure. This is the same company that's making that Marvel comic Megatron. It's going to be the same character or the same figure.
Same mold, just different
same mold and everything, just in Marvel comic colors.
Yeah, I actually have that, and it's on my list to review. I know other people reviewed it months ago, and I just seriously don't give a fuck. I'm just going to review it when I want to review it. It's like,
it's
I'll
funny
get to it.
Every now and then I'll bust my butt to get like one of the new figures. All right, I got a new figure. Let's get it out right now. And it doesn't do near as well as something from 30 years ago.
Yep.
The prime example, I just did the new Brawn from the Bumblebee movie that came out, with Ratchet and Wheeljack.
Mm-hmm.
Hardly any hits whatsoever. Reviewed the G1 mini bots.
Oh, yeah. I actually did pretty well with my review of the Studio 86 Starscream, but I also took it at a slightly different angle. It wasn't just a review. It's like saying, is this worth getting? Because
I watched that today. I did not realize how much. I mean, it's the same damn figure, and it with less paint applications. And
I missed the hands in the video. The hands are articulated more on the Studio 86, but yeah. But go on. I'm sorry. You were saying about my video. Please,
if you have not subscribed to Toy Spotlite, do yourself a favor and do so, because he has a unique way of filming, and I think it's very entertaining.
The thing is, there's lots of people who are like, all right, I have the figure right here, and you can transform him, you can move his arm, and they're very dry, very matter of fact, and sometimes the information is all you need. Me, I'm like, this is Hate Plague Grimlock. Yeah, we didn't get to see him. Unfortunately,
what you said today, it cracked me up because you were doing something with that Starscream. Like, I don't give a shit. And you just, and that's why we have the must be 13 to watch in front of our videos. Well, we went 20 minutes on question number 1. You want to move to question number 2 real quick?
Sure. Fine, be that way.
You might have already.
Do we have a time limit? Do we have a time limit on this?
No.
Okay.
I just got to go to bed sometime before midnight, maybe. Aside from G1, which is always the number one answer, what's your favorite Transformers fiction?
I really have to say it's tough, but it has to be. Well, are we considering Beast Force G1 because it's in the same continuity?
The question is, aside from G1, which is always the number one answer, what's your favorite Transformers fiction? So that could be anything with the Transformers title on it. whether it be comic book, Beast Wars, Beast Machines, Kiss
I would
players.
I would have to say it's tough, but Beast Wars would be next, followed very closely by Transformers Animated, because I thought that was so well done and such a unique style. So, but I would have to go Beast Wars.
It took me such a long time to get into animated, but I think about after the 6th episode, I was hooked. I think once Megatron came more into play, it just seemed to get a lot more serious then, because I've mentioned this before. My big problem with all these new Transformers shows that come out is they're so kiddified.
Mm-hmm.
But then about halfway through season 1, the writers are like, well, wait a minute, the kids aren't even watching these. I couldn't get my son to watch a cartoon now for nothing. He's so buried into his damn Switch. So I told him the other day, there's a new Ryan Reynolds movie coming out on Netflix where it's a kid and he meets his future self or something. And I said, I really want to watch that movie with Dylan. I told him, I said, we're watching a movie tomorrow night, and I don't want to see you even look at that Switch. It's cool. We are watching a Daddy Dylan movie night.
He's like, fine. Is this against a Geneva Convention or what?
It might be. Man, when I was a kid, I was always into cartoons. Dylan runs home. It's Switch time. What else I thought? Oh, with animated too, took me forever. I just couldn't grasp that animated style. I just thought it was just too weird. And then once you get into the story and, like you said, fantastic voice actors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the figures look like, the actual cartoon. It's like they matched it so well. If you only have one. I have pretty much all of them. I think I don't have a leader class bulkhead, but I think other than a leader class bulkhead, I have all of them. And
there were so many G1 Easter eggs hid into it. I remember there was an episode where somebody made mutant monsters and they look like the Pretender monsters.
Yep.
And then, of course,
absolutely,
the Weird Al episode where he was a garbage truck as Wreck-Gar, and you can't get that figure for under $100 anymore.
I never took mine out of the box. It's sitting very nicely on the shelf, sealed in box because it's so pretty.
Nice.
Yeah, it's. I also have my my Samurai Prowl, my original one, still in the package. I managed to pick up another one so I could have one loose. And
there was a lot of figures from that show that didn't even make it into the show. I remember there was a weird motorcycle guy that looked like Mr. Freeze. He had like a.
You're talking about Lockdown. He was in there.
No, it was a motorcycle.
Oil Slick, I think it was.
Okay, yeah, that was it.
He was in there for like one episode. He was one of the Decepticons who fought Rodimus on the asteroid when he was there with Brawn, and I think Ironhide was there. There was basically a battle between Decepticons. Yeah, Oil Slick. There was a battle between Rodimus and a bunch of Autobots fighting Decepticons, and Oil Slick was one of them. And there was just a whole bunch of Decepticons, and Oil Slick ended up dropping some cosmic rust on poor Rodimus.
I'll have to check it. I think Tubi has those. I might need to sit down and watch it someday with, drinking some beer and don't know I can.
Yeah,
here he goes.
And Rodimus.
Cameo.
Yeah. Cosmic Rust was another Easter egg, but then Rodimus had this like bow and arrow type thing. He was like, super like he was kind of like the Green Arrow, Hawkeye.
All right. Well, moving back to figures, do you have a favorite figure or Grail in your collection? A figure you would never let go of? Here, Timothy, I don't know if this will work, but did that work?
I actually don't. I don't know of any figure that I wouldn't part with at all. My favorite Transformer of all time is Trax. A flying friggin' car. It's basically trusting over Transformers and Mask. And, I loved dressing up as Trax at TFCon, which was extremely hot. And
I
no
know.
one
I
could
helped
really
you
hear
get
my
dressed.
And then you helped me get the water out of my costume afterwards. Yeah, I wouldn't say that there's any one particular figure that I wouldn't give up. There's a lot that I love. I really love all the flip changers from Machine Wars and Beast Wars 2 and Robot Masters. You know, there's figures that I really love and I love to fiddle around with, but I can't say that there's one that I would not, part with. If someone came and offered me the right amount of money, I would probably be like, okay.
There you go. It's
So
like we discussed behind the scenes before we started with your Buster and Hydra.
Yeah, again, for those who don't know out there who haven't watched my channel, I complain about this a lot. At one point, I had every single USG1, every single USG2, every single US Beast Wars. I had all the Beast Wars 2 except the mail away stuff. Same thing with Beast Wars Neo, all the robots in disguise. I had everything complete up through Armada, Cybertron, right up to the movie. Movie where I started skipping figures, but I had everything. And then I had a lot of Japanese ones, European ones, and I decided that it was more important to get into a better financial position. And I was never going to touch all my G1s again because they were so fragile. And I sold the majority of them. I had Thunderwing. I had, Bludgeon. I had all the ones that people drool over. I had them complete 100%. I mean, yeah. So, what's your Grail?
Oh, man, that would be my 100% complete, unbroken Monstructor.
There you go. I had that.
The other special one is my MPO1 Optimus Prime that my wife bought for me while I was in Iraq. And Timothy. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, I have an MP. Oh, the very first Masterpiece Optimus Prime as well. I was not in Iraq when I got it. Thank you for your service, sir. My father served at the very end of World War II. So, Navy man.
I'll have to show you this awesome. My dad, or both my grandparents served in World War II. My dad served in Vietnam. I served in Iraq. My brother served in Iraq. And my dad, I don't know where he went. The same weekend I went to Big Lit Comic-Con, and he found this bayonet replica. It's a letter opener. And see, it's even got the spot I had upside down where the barrel goes in. This thing is just sweet. That's my new Toyhax opening tool. All right, now where was it? Fire Talks. G1 Overlord is PPR's Grail. It's not my Grail. It's my most wanted figure. If it was my Grail, I'd have it. But
I had a G1 Overlord. It was the European version. And I think it might have been missing a couple pieces, but I sold that for a pretty penny.
Now, nagging guy right here doing the awesome Darth Vader impersonation from Star Wars Episode 3, he lent me his Overlord so I could review it. Mm-hmm. And I was never so scared in my life reviewing a figure. God, please don't break.
So I don't know if I'll ever get back to them, but I was doing documentaries on some of the Transformers like Megatron. Because I went up to this guy, you might have heard of him, Bob Budiansky. I went up to his house.
He's a cool dude.
Went up to his house, interviewed him in his living room, talking about different Transformers, like Megatron, and how Megatron was almost not Megatron's name because Hasbro thought it was too scary at first. And he's like, before I come up with a name, why? And they're like, oh, too scary. And he's like, he's the leader of the bad guys. It should be a little scary. And they're like, oh, you're right. Okay, we'll use that name. So Megatron was almost not Megatron. It was initially rejected. But I was doing when I did the story of Megatron, I had all these different Megatron toys, and I had a G1. And some of these, because I sold off mine, I had to borrow. And my friend Tony and Rose were kind enough to lend to me a Diaclone version of Megatron, the Walther, pre-Megatron. It was basically like a black and brown version. And I went to put the gun in its hand. They said don't transform him. He's very fragile, and I didn't. But I went to put the gun in its hand, and the hand cracked. I was like, Tony was cool about it. He's like, yeah, I understand. He's very fragile. It's okay. I gave him all the pieces, just like the broken up piece of hand. But it was like, I felt so bad. I was feeling, I have a eHobby Megatron, the black and the brown. And I said, do you want this? Because I broke yours. He's like, no, it's fine. So
now, Bert, I think this is what nagging guys talk about, or elites. Bert has a copy of Megatron that still fires the little plastic bullets.
Oh, yeah. When they did the reissue of Megatron, they actually came with plastic bullets.
I think that's the one he does have.
My eHobby black and brown one, I have the bullet somewhere, but yeah, you put a bullet in and fires across the room.
Yeah. Lagbait remembers that. I remember asking Patriot if he was scared handling on that video.
Yeah.
I was.
You don't want to break someone else's toy, so I'm always extremely careful. Luckily, my friends Tony and Rose, they run RetroCon, which definitely, if you haven't been to RetroCon, you need to get to it. It's this September, and they have raffles. One of the prizes is a Generation Select Black Xeric. They have Venus Churzo, the lovely Venus Churzo, showing up as one of the guests, and there are more guests to be announced.
Now, where's RetroCon again? Is that Pennsylvania?
Yeah, it is in Oaks, Pennsylvania. So it's not too far from Philly, but it's not in Philly. So parking is free. They have some very affordable hotels right nearby, right by the convention center. And honestly, don't tell any of the other cons, but it's my favorite con ever. And also, if you go there, you'll hear me on the thing. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the 315 raffle. Please take out your blue tickets. I am the voice of
right.
RetroCon.
You are the voice. Let's see. I'm going to see right now how far Oaks, Pennsylvania is from me.
And it's also, I've also last year got to moderate a bunch of panels. Ian James Corlett, the voice of Cheetor. William Catt, the greatest American hero. That was awesome. George Lowe, I got to do his panel. He's a hilarious guy, the voice of Space Ghost. So, yes, gas will be the most important thing. Carpool with friends if you can.
6.5 hours for me, 403 miles.
That's kind of towards the limit of how far I will drive before I'm like, yeah, I'm taking a plane. I'm too old for this shit. So,
TFCon wasn't too bad. I drove all by myself. That was 5 hours even. It was funny. I mean, it was just to the T. By the time I left the house, where counting gas stops, I think I stopped twice. No, well, stopped once to get a refill on some caffeine and filled up once. And yeah, 5 hours even. So it wasn't too bad. I mean, I sung to myself a lot.
Yeah, I drive out to Steel City Con, which is about 5 to 6 hours. And I'll be doing that next month. So, yes, I go to all kinds of cons, meet all kinds of people. Someone actually who was at Steel City was like, left a comment on one of my videos and was like, were you there at Steel City? I could have swore that was you. It's like, yeah, that was me. Should have said hi. It's like, I will next time. So, yeah. But, yeah, I mean, if you can, if you have friends who live near you who want to go, then they could chip in for gas. Because, yeah. And hopefully by September, something will have, been resolved by then. Though if they're still fighting in the streets of Ukraine in September, then those Ukrainians are bigger heroes than I even think they are now. Because to last that long against Russia. If in September they're like, still unresolved, then
Yeah,
yeah.
Definite props to them, because it definitely took Russia by surprise. I saw a video the other day. There were some Russian tanks going through the streets, and just all of a sudden, out of nowhere, just Molotov cocktails, just tore them up.
Yeah. So, it's one thing to invade a country. It's one thing to even conquer it. It's another thing to hold it. So,
Yeah.
as the U.S. has also learned, but.
All right. Well, moving on back to figures again. Let's ask, what is your, got myself tongue-tied. What figure is your white whale, your most wanted figure? You go to a con, you got the money, you see this guy, you're definitely picking him up. Now, this one for me is the G1 Overlord.
Mm-hmm. And if you had seen me some years ago, you would have been like, but, I can't say that it would be any price, but I want the Titans Returns or whatever series it was, the Metroplex. I missed out on that, and I need that Metroplex. In fact, in many of my videos, I whine about it. I don't have a Metroplex.
You want me to pick mine up and show you?
No, please don't. Because you're probably
a lot of people skipped out on that. And that's a very, very most wanted figure right now. I know if he's still in the chat, Fire Talks just recently picked one up. I don't know. Yeah, there he is. He just got one. I think Fire Talks, did you get that from Japan or something? I know he thought it was lost forever.
Yeah,
Fire Talks was with us at TF Con. I can't remember if you met him or not.
I don't recognize the name, but he could have been.
Well, we didn't call him by that.
Yeah,
That's like G.I. Joe. We just call each other by our code names.
Patriot, let's move. Okay, Captain. Yeah. Yeah, so that would be the one if I saw it and it was reasonable. Or, if I get enough money from YouTube, then I will be picking up a Metroplex.
There you go. Deluxe has 5 of them, 500 each.
That is, I'm looking more for like 300. It's like, I know when it came out, it was like 120, 130, and spending almost 4 times that, it's like, but maybe one day I will give in.
I actually got mine as a parting gift. I worked at a gym for 10 years. Hard to believe now looking at me. But when the wife was pregnant, and I was like, the gym's a fun job, but just doesn't pay enough. And everybody in the classes I teach chipped in and got that Metroplex for me.
That's sweet.
And he was one of my first Toyhaxes. And then, of course, I got the upgrade set on him and everything. And just randomly, I think it was, when was it? Last year sometime, somebody asked, does anybody have the head of the Titan Metroplex? I was like, you looking for just the head? He's like, yeah, because I had the head in my parts bin. I think I got $100 just for the head of that figure.
Nice. There is something that I have the upgrade kit is partially attached. I got to just, familiarize myself with all the differences. But I did pick up a Grand Max, the new one, not the old.
Oh, okay.
So the old one, I'm not telling you where they live, but Tony Rose, they have an original Grand Max. They have an original Black Zarek. They have some. They're pretty much. Yeah, I have the new one, but they have the original, the one that they have to be very careful about because of the gold plastic. But anyways, yeah. So Metroplex.
It was good head, Kato, not the kind you buy. Here we go.
Teeth.
Train.
No teeth. What if she sneezes? Anyway.
All right, Sonny. Now you can pay for that gas.
So where are we at? What question?
Hell, I don't know. All right, this is our last toy question. I think you already answered this earlier. What's your favorite Transformer character, any fiction, any media?
Well, it's got to be Trax.
gotta be Trax.
Absolutely. He's like a young Thurston Howell. My God. Have you seen my stunning auto mode?
That is a cool cost. Did you place at TFCon? Of course, there were some awesome costumes at TFCon.
I did not place. I don't. There were some great costumes. That Soundwave was incredible. Yeah, I mean, it was tough competition, but yeah, that costume is in my garage. I need to redesign it or recreate it in different materials so that it won't kill me to wear it. So I may have to sell the original. So
I've always wanted to do a costume, but I run at high temperatures. I get hot so easy. That's why anytime you see me, I'm always in shorts. I can't. I drive my coworkers nuts at work because Rico hit us with a super chat. Trax, the old Harvard lockjaw. Well, thank you very much, Rico, for the super chat. And I got a new one that I have for you as a super chat award tonight. Had to change the music. I got copyrighted last time.
yeah, never show that one again.
Oh, I've got worse. Hey, Rodimus is in the chat. Hey, Rodimus, how are you tonight, buddy? He goes to RetroCon a lot.
Yes, he'll definitely be there. So, yeah, that's why you got to come. That's why everyone should come to RetroCon.
It's in September?
It is in September, so you got some time to save some pennies.
All right. Time to buy a bike. All right, well, we are halfway there. We're at the halfway point, and I think right now would be a good time for a giveaway. I have got, as usual, some Toyhax clear-backed Decepticon insignias or logos in multiple sizes for your Transformer figures that don't have any con symbols. And I will give these away.
Third party.
What's that?
Third party.
Hell yeah, wait, where's my... I need to ask them if they can give me a logo I can make a t-shirt out of. So yes, these are Toyhax. So if you've never had Toyhax decals before, this is a good opportunity to see what they're like. And put in the comment section, hashtag Decepticons forever. Capital B, capital F. And I will do the drawing. We're at 42:55. I will draw at 45 minutes in. Where do I get those Toyhax labels? I don't know. I don't know if you saw. Do you see the short I made on that?
No, I did not.
I cannot tell you how many times I will post a Toyhax video. And if you ever see my Toyhax videos, I have a picture on the thumbnail of the robot mode, Toyhaxed up.
Mm-hmm.
The vehicle mode, Toyhaxed up, the Toyhax logo in the corner of the thumbnail. In the title, it says, Toyhax decal set for Megatron.
And inevitably, someone says, where do you get those?
Exactly. Silver Tiamat's right. There you go. They're putting it in there. Decepticons forever. Craig, there's no space.
Yeah, get rid of that space.
Get rid of the space. Put it in there again. There's no space. Decepticons forever, one word, capital D, capital F.
So years ago, I used to run a site called RoboBase. And basically, one of the things you could do on it, it had a searchable database of all the tech specs. So you could actually type in any character and you could see and click on the tech spec, get all the information, all the ratings, all that stuff. And I had a couple mouse pads made. And I took a picture of Ravage from Beast Wars and put Decepticons forever underneath it. And it said, of course, under that, robobase.com. But yeah, that's it's a great saying. That's one I did a review on the new Ravage, and I thought it was going to do much better than it did. But
I got the Core Class Ravage and the Core Class Soundwave at the same time. Ravage did much better in Sound or Shockwave. I guess everybody's like, Shockwaves is a legend class. Fuck it, guy. Nobody wanted to watch it. So, yeah,
well, I did them together.
Last
I did them together and basically complained about what the hell is this alt mode? Toaster Ravage.
Well, he's a kitty. He can hide in his own box.
We got to put the litter in it.
All right, well, it's 45, so let's draw. Let me do a share screen once again. Hopefully I won't kick myself off. My internet tends to do that. So I like, I don't know if you've ever seen how the share screens work on StreamYard, or the giveaway tool is awesome. So what we have right here is the broadcast tonight is PPR Presents the SITREP with Toy Spotlight. Hey, that's you. The match text, as I said, is hashtag Decepticons Forever. Start collecting comments. It says we got 28 people watching, 11 entries. So if we are ready to draw in 3, 2, 1, Fire Talks, better not win this time. Let's see. Boom, Craig Oxford. Now, aren't you glad I told you to correct your spelling? Craig, reach out to me on Facebook or Instagram or however you want to reach out to me, and I will get these Decepticon logos heading your way. We might do another drawing for the end of the night. I got plenty of these stickers. I asked Toyhax for stickers right before I went to TFCon, and they obliged, but they sent them 2 weeks after I got back. So I've got a few.
So you're like, here, I can't give samples to anybody. Shit.
I figured this is a fun way to do that. So congratulations, Craig. Put those to the side.
Yeah, I might have to contact them. You watched the Aerial Bot review, and Silverbolt doesn't have the big Autobot symbols on his wings, so I might need to replace those.
It's funny you talk about quick switch. I actually have one right here. I'm going to attempt to repair. I was showing this to Captain Kyle. I was given a bunch of G1s from a guy at work. They were all broken, missing parts. This guy, I think, is salvageable. He's got right there his leg. The peg broke off inside the leg. I have the spring and everything needed, so I even pushed it real tight together and see if it works. It will click. It will ratchet. I even have these 2 guns. So if I can find some kind of super plastic epoxy, I should be able to fix this guy pretty good. I'm really good at repairing G1s. It's been a long time since I've done a broken one. All right. So where were we? Let's pull where's my question?
So now we're on to the next 5 questions.
Yeah, now we're on to the YouTube stuff. And this is always a good one. Let me move my microphone back where you can hear me. What possessed you, a grown-ass man, to do toy reviews on YouTube?
Who's a grown-ass man?
Exactly.
Who are you talking? Actually, I have another channel other than Toy Spotlight called Fandom Spotlight, which is much bigger, more successful. It kind of poo-poos Toy Spotlight and says, yeah, little bro, one day you'll catch up. And Toy Spotlight's like, fuck you. But yeah, I have multiple personalities. Anyway, I just obviously have been a Transformers fan since 1984. And I started collecting Transformers again. After I sold a huge portion of my collection, I stopped collecting. I missed out on a lot of stuff. And then the bug hit me again. These new toys came out, and I'm like, I need to get some of these. And when I started getting them, I'm like, I have a channel. Let's do some toy reviews. And I started doing toy reviews on Fandom Spotlight, and I'm like, whoa, wait, what am I fucking doing? One of the problems on YouTube is having too wide of a niche. If you're not focused on something, like if you have a toy channel and you're focused on toys, that's great. if you're focused on toys and dice and like hobby horses and wooden nickels, if you're focused on too many things, you don't get the following, you don't get the concentration. Phantom Spotlight started out as cosplay, and it turned into celebrity interviews, and it has reactions, and has all these other things. And I'm like, I'm going to make this friggin' channel broader. So that's when I decided to start up Toy Spotlight. But there's still some Transformers stuff on there. It's just, I've always loved them. And, I just said, I'm starting to get these. I think my first one was a third-party Devastator, the Robot Force one. And it did, wood nickels would be a heck of a niche. Very concentrated, very specific. Don't mess with wooden dimes. But yeah,
now, it's funny. Also, in that same vein, I discovered when you do review toys and figures, you can get stuck in a niche, and you review anything else, it just didn't do the hits. I mean, I've pretty much established myself as a Transformer reviewer. So anytime I review something else, I mean, I'll have my Transformer figure reviews. They're like this. You throw in a NECA figure, just bottoms out. And that's why I got a full collection. Well, a lot of them of the Masters of the Universe Origins. I love those figures. I reviewed one, got like 100 hits in 3 days. I was like, screw it. These are just for me to collect and enjoy and throw up. Kind of like the NECA. Now, I reviewed a few of the Terminator figures just because I freaking love Terminator. It's right up there with favorite robots ever. But like, I got the Predators and Aliens, and I just never reviewed those. And same with like horror figures I have. So mine mainly just review the Transformers.
Well, the reason I called myself Toy Spotlight was so that I could do other things. And I've had a few Lego things on there. I didn't do those because I'm not a Lego guy, but I have a friend really into Lego, and he's done a few reviews there. I reviewed a couple Star Wars things, and so did my girlfriend. She did some stuff, and they've actually not done too badly. And I got sent for free this Attacker robot. I don't know if you saw that review. You probably didn't watch it. It's basically, look on my channel. It's this robot ape thing that has a remote control, and it looks like this tough, mean warrior like Optimus Primal on steroids.
I dare you.
That would be hilarious. But then it sings friggin' Baby Shark. It's like the weirdest friggin' thing. But they sent it to me, and they're like, we'll send you this free toy that sells for $50, and you can review it. And I'm like, okay. So I did the review. I was obligated to do that. It didn't, adult toys. I did recently
just
talk
call
about
it a massager.
But yeah, same thing. Somebody's I know the guy who does Alternation Toys. I interviewed him at C2E2. He wanted to do another interview. He sent me the first set of their toys, and I reviewed them on the channel. It's got some views, but yeah, Transformers is definitely the bread and butter on Toy Spotlight. Now, adult toys. I do want to say one of the comments on my Starscream, because I mentioned how my girlfriend has a I will take your word for it. My girlfriend has an unhealthy obsession with Starscream. And so one of my regular commenters said that he dated a girl who also had an unhealthy obsession with Starscream, and it apparently used a classic Starscream in ways it was not meant to be used. I imagine things got a little bit sticky.
That's bad comedy.
Masturbation Starscream. This is bad comedy. Yes. But anyways, so that's got. She does not have the Starscream body pillow.
Deluxe does.
With the whole. Anyway, it didn't start out that way, but now there's one. Okay. So
Jesus.
anyway, that's what got me into. I just, love Transformers. I was already doing YouTube. I'm sure they did. I'm sure a lot of them have holes in them now.
Now, there you go. I love that damn pillow. Fuck yeah, you do.
It's a little squishy now. Makes little moist noises, but. All right. Is there another question before?
There is. We got 4 more.
Okay.
What an interesting time. What keeps inspiring you to get in front of the camera? Now, I know with Fandom Spotlight, now that I enjoy that because you got the interviews, you got the shows and stuff like that. But I envy, or I have a hard enough time working one channel. You guys who do 2, like you got Fandom Spotlight, you do the Toy Spotlight, then you got Rodimus. Rodimus does his retrospective on his regular channel. He does his movie reviews. Liked your Batman review, by the way. 3 hours is still an awful long time to sit in the theater. So anyway, what keeps inspiring you to get in front of that camera?
Desire to get rid of the day job. One day I want to be just like Rodimus Primal and have no other job but YouTube. I aspire to be Rodimus Primal. Okay, maybe more hair, but but yeah, I mean that is the goal. Between Fandom Spotlight and Toy Spotlight, I believe eventually it will make money. I'm working on trying to find like sponsors, building a team, and basically I want Fandom Spotlight to wipe the floor with places like What Culture and those places.
I tell you, recently I've been a fan or subscribed to What Culture and Looper and all that, and I finally have unsubscribed from them because of the simple fact, say a new movie's coming out, within a day of that new movie, what's behind the secret ending of Batman, or they'll show a damn screenshot that shows some kind of spoiler. I'm like, you motherfuckers. So I just quit.
Well, What Culture had a guy in there who I really enjoyed his videos until he basically was dissing Transformers the movie and calling it, the worst, hour and a half long toy commercial ever. And it's like,
all them's fighting words.
Yeah, it's like, no. I mean, I didn't just stop after he said that, but it was like, I enjoyed his videos a little less after that. So, yeah. But no, I'm hoping that Phantom Spotlight becomes the premier con coverage, celebrity type channel, and Toy Spotlight eventually just becomes one of the top, Transformers and toy channels out there. It is fun. I hope you don't look at my videos and think I'm having a miserable time making them.
I can tell you're having that. Like I said, I just love your approach. Like you're talking to the camera, and then you've got that side angle.
Yep. And I'll all right, I'm going to very carefully rip over this motherfucker. And, it's like, I don't want to take it too seriously, because they're toys. I mean, I love the toys. They're awesome toys. And I don't want anyone breaking my toys because I will find you and I will kill you if you break my toys.
And see, Rodimus has a point too. You have to have fun doing this. You don't want to think of it as, God, I got to review this figure, because there's been nights where I'm like, man, I haven't put anything up in 3 days. I need to go review something. I'm like, no, that's not the right mindset for reviewing a figure, because if you're aggravated or something, or just feel like you're rushing it, it is going to show through on your video. So,
well, I find that once I start doing the video, though, I get into the flow. It's like, oh, I'm tired, but I told my editor, I work with an editor for a lot of the Toy Spotlight stuff. Great guy who's named Nick. He does a rough cut, does the main zooms, gives me that, and I add B-roll, do a little tweaking, add the bumpers, and it makes my life. That's how I can do 2 channels. But yeah, there's been times I'm like, I really need to do this video, and I'd go downstairs and I do the video, Then I'm like, I'm going to do another one. This is awesome because I enjoy doing it. So yeah, definitely. If I didn't enjoy it, I would find something else, or I would make May do all the videos, and I would just say, I've already built up the audience. You now go make me money and sit back. But
it must be nice to have an editor. Well, I guess I do have one. Let me grab him real quick. Hi, I'm the editor.
Oh, are you related to Jason?
Cousin by marriage. Cousin by marriage. I'm West Virginia, remember?
Cousin by marriage and by by blood.
Yeah.
This is my wife and cousin, and there's one person standing there. But yeah, so having an editor helps. I do a lot of the editing for everything on Fandom Spotlight.
Now, Timothy, it's funny you mentioned that because I just recently did the Toyhax video for the set they did for Studio 86 Cup. And somebody in the comments says, I don't remember you reviewing that figure. And I'm like, well, I didn't. I opened him up. I thought he sucked. And I was just like, I'm not going to waste my time with this one.
I need to just know how to transform something well sometimes before I will be comfortable enough reviewing it. But I have some neat things on the horizon.
I tell you, this one is a challenging transformation. I've had him a few days, and at first, I couldn't transform him for nothing. And it took me a while. And I'll admit, I don't watch other reviews of a figure that I'm going to review because I want everything I say about, that's my opinion. I don't want to say Bert and Hoist, everybody else I know who reviews these guys. I'll wait until after I review it and then see what they have to say, just because I want my review to be fresh. And I, for the life of me, cannot figure out the transformation of the head for this guy. It shows him snap in place in the instructions. And as you can see, that's not snapping in place but it works. So
I will watch the Just Transform It videos. Those are extremely helpful. They're like meow, meow, meow.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, now you do this and you do that. And it's like, and I'll pause it and on a few of them, I've had to do that.
Now Larkin's got the good idea. He transforms it on camera, but doesn't say anything and then speeds it up like 3 times fast. So it's just like, okay, here it is. Like, there you go. That way you're not sitting there going, and now you do this and flip this and rotate this. And I call pegs tabs and tabs holes. And so.
Well, sometimes I'm like, I haven't transformed this in so long. I got to figure it out. So I know Nick is sitting there. Like, I just tell him the transformations, I'm just reviewing the figure. I'm not showing them necessarily how to transform it. Sometimes I will.
Yeah, that's what I figured out. Okay, so everybody agrees with me. That's the way it goes because the instructions don't show it that way. And as anybody else's ratchet, it's like a hula girl you put on the dash of your car. It's just very flippity floppity.
I'm still waiting for those figures. I ordered them off Pulse.
I've discovered with not Hasbro Pulse, Entertainment Earth. If you order a case of figures, you get a lot faster than you do the individual ones. So yes. I just ordered the case, and if I get like an extra one or something I've already found, I'll just sell it or flip it around.
I ain't got time to do all that. I'm running 2 channels, man. I ain't got time to do resale.
All right, let's jump to question number 7 real quick while we're talking about channels. There are thousands of toy reviewers on YouTube. What makes you different from the rest? And I'm going to say it's your talking to this camera and then talking to this camera. So that's...
and then not giving a fuck. It's like... No, I think every YouTuber who does toy videos has their own unique personality. And there are some people who love watching my reviews because of the personality. And, some people like me, some people don't. People like me, come back and they watch it. Even if they've already seen someone else's review, even if they already have the figure or don't care about the figure, they're like, I'm going to watch the review anyway because Kyle's going to say some shit. about this figure.
Well, that's what was said to me years ago when I first got started. I mean, I was only reviewing Generation 1 figures. And somebody asked me, he says, how come you never review the new ones? I think Siege was just coming out. And I said, well, everybody else reviews the new figures. Nobody's going to want to watch me do it. And the guy told me, he says, I don't watch your reviews for the figure. I'll watch it for you. And that stuck. And then as I started developing more, I decided I wanted to be more of a personality than just hands in front of the screen with a robot. So,
well, that's exactly why I do I'm showing you the figure here, and then I'm turning to the camera over here, and because I don't want it to just be, I've seen those videos where they're holding the figure in front of themselves and they're manipulating it, and they're saying, now the leg can move back and forth and you can bend it at the, I don't want to be that guy. I want you to see me. I want you to see the expressions on my face when I do shit. I want to mess up, and it's like, I want you to have an experience. It's not you're just getting a review, buddy. And I'm giving you my take. Did I disappear?
No, you just froze for a second. I guess it's that trans warp drive you're stuck in.
Damn it. Wheeljack, what are you doing? Well, yeah, so I'm not trying to just give the information. I also like to throw in fun facts. Fun with flags over here. Yeah. No, but I'll talk about the different all the time, talk about the Constructicons and how their origin is like, it's this or it's that, or it could be this, or it could be the other thing.
And you sneak it in so matter of fact, like with your Aerial Bot review today, you mentioned, well, and he doesn't come with the Rolls Royce chest. I mean, only us old G1ers would have got that one.
Yep. Yeah, little Easter eggs, just, having fun. And yeah, I think it's all about personality. And that's also the difference between Phantom Spotlight and Toy Spotlight, because Phantom Spotlight, I got the interviews of the celebrities. I got these great panel videos from cons. But people who come to Phantom Spotlight to watch panel videos, they don't care that it's on Phantom Spotlight. If it's on another channel, they'll watch it there. If as long as it's good quality, good audio, quality matters when it comes to that stuff. But nobody cares that it's Phantom Spotlight recording the video.
I was so bummed where Rodimus, myself, Bert the Stormtrooper, Deluxe, Hoist, we all got to be part of a panel at TFCon.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody filmed it. I think Rodimus's dad did, but the audio just sucks. I'm like, that's my first ever guest at a panel, and the whole thing's like, it just.
Well, you should have talked to me, because I figured you guys had made arrangements. I was there. I had
a surprise.
I had my 4K camera.
The most about it was people stayed to listen to us.
Yeah. I've had some great fan panels at lots of cons by now. I'll be doing one down at Fandemic on The Walking Dead reactions.
Yeah, that was a big one too, yelling through the tin on her face.
But I had, I had the hook up in the back where I could have recorded the audio direct from the microphones. So I could have gotten you perfect. So next time they do that, I'm going to probably be recording other stuff anyway. But yeah, if you watch like Bob Budiansky's panel or any of the voice actor panels, my audio, that's what gets me on Phantom Spotlight heads and shoulders above the rest, because I went to AwesomeCon and there's a show Riverdale you probably don't watch. Or are you too busy reading comments?
No, I just had a big one pop up. I had to read. I'm sorry.
So there's a show Riverdale that you probably don't watch.
No.
I don't really watch it either.
I've heard of it.
But it's popular. So I went to their panel, 2 Riverdale actors up there, and I'm recording it. There's a guy in the same row as me, also recording the panel, also a 4K camera. In fact, the camera he's using is my secondary camera that's in my bag that's just about as good as the one I was using. He put his recording up an hour before I put mine. His has like 12,000 views right now, which, not too bad. Let's see if I go to take a quick look here. Mine has 970,000 views. So there's a reason for that, because I went up and I had a sound recorder right next to the speaker picking up quality sound. There are comments on his video where people are like, I can't watch this. The sound's horrible. And there's people saying, hey, I found it on Phantom Spotlight. You should go there. So, but he got his video up an hour before I got mine up, and 12,000 views, 970,000. Audio is key. If people can't hear you, they're not going to watch. So,
and it's a learning process. I see Timothy right here. He's replying to Slow DK how he'd like to get started in reviews. Well, the only way to get started in reviews, just do it.
Yeah, start.
And you don't have to invest in a lot of stuff. Like my setup that I do, I have a white vinyl background, 3 Walmart $5 desk lamps as my lighting from the angles, and then one of those ring lights and my cell phone. And there you go.
Yeah, that's all you need.
And it's all practice. Your first couple videos are going to suck. But you learn as you go. You learn editing tricks. You learn how to, your style. You will fall into a groove. It took me about a year when I finally discovered this is how I'm going to do it. Mm-hmm. And now I've kind of, with whatever I'm reviewing, I have a different style for each thing. Like when I do a G1 review, I'm going to show the figure. I'm going to give you a brief history of that figure, of that character in the cartoon, then Marvel Comics, and then I go into the review. For the new figures, here he is in the box. Here he is with what he comes with the box. And I display or go over him, how he's in the package, so on and so forth. Toyhax videos, you don't even see my face. Here's the figure. Here's the decals before and after. So you kind of fall into it.
Yeah, I have versus reviews, which are different than my regular reviews because I'm basically putting up 2 different figures. I was actually thinking that Pepsi Prime you just recently reviewed, which is a fun figure. Absolutely a fun figure. I had that because I got it at the BotCon that they were actually selling it for $25 a piece at. Because you could win it and you could buy it at BotCon. But I also have the Japanese version. So I'm seeing you do this review, and I'm like, I could do a review of mine, but then I'm like, but I'm not going to do it right now. But I said, but I can do a versus review. I can take the Japanese one and the US one and go through it piece by piece and see what the differences are, and show the differences. And I think, if you're going to do videos, you don't have to start with the best cameras. I started doing videos. I had this relatively cheap HD camera. Now that I've been doing it a while, now that there's 42,000 subscribers on, Phantom Spotlight, I now in my studio, I have a green screen wall. I have the backdrops that I can pull down. I'm using a Panasonic GH5 shooting in 4K. I'm recording by a lav mic going into a Zoom H4n.
Wow. And I'm worried if I'm wearing a black shirt and I got lint on it. I'm like,
yeah.
Yes, I have one of those just for that simple reason.
I have cats, so it's like, fuck it, whatever on my shirt. But yeah, I have, a table set up. I have actual, adjustable lights. But that's not how I started. And you don't have to start with top of the line. Upgrade as you go along.
Yep.
You know, eventually
here, because I have an L-shaped desk. So right here, this is me in front of the camera, and all I got to do is turn around, and there is my setup. As you can see, I'm set up for another Toyhax video. But I've got, there's your desk lamp, there's your desk lamp, there's your desk lamp right there, and then I have the ring light that you put right in front. Let me zoom out here. The ring light that you'll mount your phone in, and that's what I look through to do the videos. So, and that's it. There's no big studio or nothing. Where did I have this? And then, of course, I have an editing pro. I do all my editing on my computer. Some people, I know Cato, he does all his editing on his phone. He has the Power Director, which is really fun. I use that for some videos, but I just, big old monster hands here, I have a hard time editing on my phone. Now, maybe if I did on a tablet or something, it'd be a little bit better.
Yeah, I do everything on my computer. I use Adobe Premiere. Yeah, it's but yeah, there's people with expensive setups. There's people with cheap setups. So, you know, but with the way phones are nowadays, the quality on those phones is incredible.
Yeah, mine is a Galaxy S10. It does the HDR, which is like your full HD. And I look at full HD compared to 4K. It's the same thing. I've noticed. I did a couple 4K videos, and they take like double the time to load. And I compare them to a full HD. I notice no difference. So,
well, the reason I use 4K is if you notice in my videos, I'll be talking, and I'm getting closer, and I'm getting close. You know, I'm zooming in, and the zoom level will change, but there's no loss in resolution. Because since I'm shooting in 4K, I'm rendering in HD, I can zoom in twice as close on a figure, and it's still sharp. Unless the autofocus goes wonky for a minute. But, you know.
My biggest issue with my camera is when I film red figures. And for some reason, my saturation can't grasp the red, and it looks like the figure's blinking. And I, for the life of me, can't figure out how to fix that. Now, recently, when I got this new backdrop, it's got a little bit of edge to it. Actually, I went to Hobby Lobby, and my background is that white vinyl that you use for like marine boats. So I can actually clean this. If I drop something on it, spill something on it. So I got that. And ever since I got this, it helps a little bit. So I don't know if the camera's focusing on something else in the background, but anytime I get a red figure, I'm like, oh, God. I hate filming red figures. But who did I just film the other day? Wasn't bad. Inferno, the original G1 Inferno. There was another red one I did. It'll come to me.
I also have someone who does some wonderful color correction for me. Because in post, after I do my video, you know, it looks okay to me. But then she tweaks the saturation and the contrast and the exposure, and I look so much better. So, yeah. But, you know, that's a lot of the phones do auto exposure and auto saturation. And, you know, but it's just stuff you learn over time.
Oh, yeah.
So,
you know, it's funny. I notice it. I never see anybody complain in the comments or something, but I'm watching it going, God, that looks horrible. Of course, you're always your own worst judge. It's like when I'm recording a video and I'm listening to myself talk, I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be horrible. This just doesn't sound good. And then I'm playing it. I'm like, yeah, it's all right. Of course, like you, I'll cut out some things.
Oh yeah. I flub up all the time. You know, though, if I make a mistake, sometimes it gets left in. Again, I have someone else editing, and if he leaves it in, I still have the option of taking it out. But sometimes it's like the entire time I was doing the Studio Series 86 Starscream for like the first half of the video, I'm like, you know, saying it's just identical to the Kingdom Starscream. But it was the Earthrise.
I caught that. You know, of course, you're calling him Kingdom Starscream over and over again. I think halfway through the video, have I been calling this bastard Kingdom Starscream?
Yep. So I put little notes. It's like, yep, you have a lot, so.
Well, I'll catch myself screw up and I'll just put like a little title said I meant this, or because that's when the comment section goes nuts. I can't believe you made a mistake. How dare you unsubscribe?
Well, that's why, very first time I said Kingdom, I put up asterisk Earthrise. And then later on I said Kingdom again. It says Earthrise, he'll get it eventually.
I forget which, I think Bert had Grapple. Or no, he had Inferno, and he called Inferno Grapple through the whole. No, it was Hoist. He had Earthrise Hoist and called him Grapple through the whole video. And
so, he had to go back and put little notes. Yes, this is.
So when you, going into something completely random. So when you shoot your video, you just shoot everything, hand it off to your editor, and you're on to the next thing?
Generally, first of all, I try to do several at a time because I don't want to. I go down to the studio. I have 3 or 4 different, reviews that I'm going to do. I go through and then, I
appreciate it, Leg.
Laziness. That's what keeps our subscribers with us.
Exactly.
So then what I do, since he doesn't live with me, I actually have to create proxies because I'm 4K files. But basically I set it up. I sync all the sound because I record sound separately, set up the project, send it off to him. He does all the edits, sends back the project file. And then,
Lift Ticket. That one surprised me that it didn't have the blinking thing. So maybe, of course, my phone recently updated, so you never know.
It's also kind of a darker red.
Yeah.
So I pretty much pass it on to him and then he passes it back and I have to finish it. So like that nice little thing in the beginning.
April
or
Fool's
where you
coming
repeat
up,
yourself.
April 1st coming up. I already got an idea.
So send it on to him. He sends it back. I do the finishing touches. He doesn't know enough about Transformers to be like, okay, what episode am I going to find the first time Superion merges Key to Vector Sigma Part 2? Or, that's something I know and I can grab the stuff. So, but anyway, so that wasn't one of your 5 questions, was it?
No, we only got 2 questions left. This is always an interesting one. What's the one thing you don't like about being a reviewer?
Reading those fucking instructions when I don't know how to. In the old days, way back in the old days, in the 80s, the instructions were pretty fucking clear on how you had to transform these fuckers. Now it's like there's a friggin' arrow going around behind it, and there's a zoom that doesn't help. It's like some of the instructions are horrible. But other than that,
a handful of instructions here.
Looking at some of it's like line art and it's badly drawn, and a lot of the instructions are just not that clear.
It's funny. I'm just now seeing where it says turn the head to the side. You can't make it out. So
exactly.
I see it now. So I'm glad.
And in the old days, in the instruction books, it not only showed you the picture, it wrote out the instruction. Now they don't want to do that because they don't want to have to worry about
big and bold.
Yep.
But
if you look at G1 instructions, it'll say like turn the head to the side.
There we are. Just happen to have some G1 instructions. Step 1, look
at the right above.
Yeah.
It says flip rear body halves forward. It tells you what to do. So if you're having trouble, you're looking at the picture, you can read it, look back at the pictures. Oh, that's what they mean. They don't want to put they don't want to write out the instructions anymore. because they want to use it for all the multilingual stuff. So
Yeah. And for some reason, it may just be me, I hate Studio Series instructions. They just don't seem near as clear as, say, your Generation Selects instructions. I mean, it may just be me. Maybe I'm old and cranky.
I think I'm older than you, so.
Hey, Chauncey, I loved your Facebook post. I honestly did. He was complaining earlier on Facebook. I thought it was funny. I see you YouTubers look at my Facebook posts and don't say nothing. Yeah, that's it. Transformer hieroglyphics. What the hell that say?
Yeah, that's why sometimes I got to just transform it, and I'm like, this is awesome.
That's like Braun. I figured him out pretty easy, except when it came to where you flip. Do you have that one?
Not yet.
He's on the shelf now. But you take his leg and actually take his leg and reverse fold him at the knee, and the leg actually goes through the foot. It's a really cool transformation, but I couldn't see exactly how it was doing in the instructions, and I was able to put it together wrong. And I'm looking at it, like, it looks nothing like the picture. And then I figured out how I messed it up.
Yeah, well, that's exactly it. You can't figure out by these extremely clever transformations nowadays, but the instructions are fucking horrible. So that's what I hate.
Yeah.
That's what I hate the most. But anyway. All right, we got one more question left.
We got one more question. Do you have any channel goals for yourself, and where can our viewers find you? And like, where are you located? Everything, not like your house, but you got Phantom Spotlight, YouTube, Facebook, all that. And if anybody is not wanting to worry about looking it up yourself, I do have his links in the description of this video. So just brag about yourself for a couple minutes, then we'll call it a night.
well, my goal, obviously, is to grow. This year, I started putting out a lot more videos. My growth was slow because I was doing maybe 2, 3, I was lucky 4 reviews in a month. And lately, I've been doing, 12 to 16. So having an editor helps. It also helps when you go down and make yourself do 4 or 5 reviews at a time, which I have some really interesting ones coming. Also have a new series coming, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. But
there you go. Just got one.
Thank you. You're not that slow.
I got to give Slow a Cheech and Chong for the night ends. He loves my Cheech and Chong.
But yeah, I'm hoping maybe by the end of the year hit 5K. That's my goal. I don't know that I'm gonna, but I'd rather aim high and come close than aim low and be like, okay, I managed to hit it. So I'm at like 15, 60 now. So it's
of course,
getting
you've only been doing Toy Spotlight about a year. Am I right? Or
well, it's actually been like 2 years. But again, I haven't been very active on it for the first until like January of this year. I wasn't really that active on it.
Because I was about to say, I never see anything from you. And then all of a sudden, I'll be honest, the algorithm likes you, or at least something about me subbing to your channel, because I know a lot of people sub to me. They hit the bell icon. They never get notified when I put something up until a couple days later. Because I've noticed that was some of my reviews where I used to, take off real fast that first night. Now it's like slow, and then a day later it'll pick up and then drop. But I've been seeing a lot of your stuff popping up lately.
Well, that's good. Yeah, it's been, I think the increase in volume has helped. Definitely, you can grow putting out 2 or 3 videos a month. Because I grew. But now that I'm putting out more, I'm getting, 90, 100 subscribers a month. New subscribers a month. I'm getting 10 plus thousand video views a month on the channel. I mean,
oh, that's right. Where's Bert? What's funny is Bert was the guy that really helped me get going. He's like one of my best friends on YouTube. I always talk about him. He's in a lot of my super chat things. But apparently he's the old man of our group because every time I do one of these live streams, he has to go to bed early. So Hoist just hit me with a super chat. So let's give Captain Kyle a Bert. He got to meet Bert at TFCon, but he didn't get to meet him this way.
Oh, dear Jesus.
Okay. I will never be able to look him in the eye again.
I think we felt we were sitting on the bed with him.
Yeah. I have to say, very brave of that man to just tear off his shirt and do a little dance.
He is the funniest individual. He is just constantly always out. You friend him on Facebook. He just memes nonstop. He posted a video the other day. I guess him and his daughter filmed an entire intro to Full House where he was each character, but he named them just these funny ass names, and he'd sit there and be doing something stupid, just look at the camera like, and it's just the whole video is just hilarious.
That is
Hey,
awesome.
welcome to Patriot Prime Reviews. I do weird stuff like that. That's just one of many.
That's a. Do we have any Dr. Horrible fans out there? I have to ask because
Dr. Horrible.
It is a 42-minute superhero comedy musical starring Neil Patrick Harris and Nathan Fillion. And you were saying you do the weird stuff, and there's actually
something called the generic opera or something.
There's a genetic opera, but
Okay.
No. Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog, 42-minute superhero comedy musical. You should definitely check it out. And there's a character in there called Captain Hammer, and he's singing a song, and he's like, his line is, "This is so nice. I might just sleep with the same girl twice. I hear it's better the second time. They say you get to do the weird stuff." And then like three of his
the genetic opera. I knew it was something.
Yeah. And then three of his fans pop out and they're like, "We do the weird stuff." So it's like, you know. Anyways.
Let's get weird.
Yes. So Dr. Horrible. It's super awesome. And
Here you go. Speaking of weird.
I really do like chicken nuggets. Chicken nuggets is like my family.
Alrighty then. You do definitely some weird stuff there, my
Yeah,
friend.
we do weird stuff. With the way serious as my job is, I have to be weird when I get on here. I enjoy it.
Well, I just got like 6 more subscribers tonight, so thank you if 6 of them were in this chat. So yeah, I'm on my way. I'm catching up, man. Watch your back. I'm coming on behind you.
Well, I tell you what, let's do another drawing. Why not? So for this one, it's going to be for let's do some Toyhax labels again. And coming up soon, I'm going to do a bigger show. These are not what we're drawing for right now, but I have an extra set of the new Toyhax decals for Shattered Glass Blur. So I think when I apply these, we're going to do a giveaway for the Shattered Glass Blur set. So keep an eye on this channel for when that happens. Hell, it may be Saturday. I originally had plans for Saturday, got changed. Winter storm warning in effect. So anyway, another drawing for 2 sets of Decepticon clearback logos, thanks to Toyhax.com. And I want you to put in here hashtag Let's Get Weird. Capital L, capital G, capital W, all one word. Let's Get Weird, and we will draw for that in 3 minutes.
Well, while we're waiting for that, speaking of weird, I actually have a couple new series I'm going to be doing on Toy Spotlight. One of them, I'm going to take random bins of miscellaneous toys out of my garage, and I'm going to just live stream and go through them one at a time. And, and some of them I probably won't know who they are. So That's why there's going to be live streams. People can be like, "You don't know who that is," and they're like frantically Googling whoever it is. But, and the other one is going to be more about the cartoon of Transformers than the toys. But
Make sure your clips are short.
it's going to be all clips. But don't worry. They're not going to be consecutive clips. So that's what gets people. I'm just going to say, welcome to G1 Transformers Unsolved Mysteries. That's all I'm going to say about that series. But
I dig it. I dig it. So that's going to be on Toy Spotlight or Phantom Spotlight?
Toy Spotlight. I'm keeping all the Transformers stuff for the most part on there. The only thing is, if I go to a
third channel, Transformer Spotlight,
or I could just change Toy Spotlight to Transformer Spotlight and be like, and if I do a Star Wars toy,
getting ready to fire one up, you know what to do. This is Slow DK's favorite deep fake of mine. Let me find it for it. It's me and Bert.
Hey, Holmes. Hey, man, that's so, man. I've been smoking since I was born, man. I could smoke anything, man. I think you better light it in here, man.
What?
These gas fumes, man.
Oh, man.
wow.
And the funny story about that one is originally I had Bert and I's face switched. But since I had the mustache and beard, you couldn't tell it was me as Chong.
Oh, man, you got a light for this?
Hey, man.
You want to light one up? Man, we got some.
All right. Got 20 seconds and we will draw once again. Let me get this page back up. There's Craig Oxford's face from winning. Let's see. I got to change that up because that's a different hashtag this time. So hold on. Hold the phone.
Well, there's a back button.
True. Let's see. PPR against Spotlight. Let's put in there. Hashtag let's get. Whoops.
No space, man.
No.
And I hope everyone spelled weird correctly.
Yeah. EIRD. So,
Well, if you dare to be stupid.
Oh, Chauncey, thank you so much for the super chat. What shall we give Chauncey here? I think my Destroying the Earth is always a big hit.
80s Toys has an eBay page.
That's why we keep hearing the eBay ding.
Yeah.
We were off earlier. We were talking with Matt, and
Whoops.
there it goes. What happened?
I leaned back and there wasn't nothing there.
Live.
Wow.
Look.
You destroyed the universe.
Yeah, well, like I said, I had stepped farther back away from that wall than what I thought it was. So I just went to lean back and I just. It was so embarrassing because Bert and I were in the back of this toy shop and we've been talking for like a half hour, and then all of a sudden people start showing up and watching us, and that's when I decided to do that. All right, so let's draw for these decals. Start collecting the comments. We've got 10 entries for this one. In 3, 2, 1. Collector Express. It teased Chauncey for just a second. Did you see that?
I saw that. I was like, hey, see, you pay your money, you take your chances, and there you go.
Collector Express. You know how to get a hold of me, brother. Oh, here's another one I made today. I thought this was funny.
You a dead meat slime bag. Yo, man, it's cool. It's cool, man. It's cool.
So it's kind of like what I looked like when I was 12.
That's not a
those are
knife.
fun.
Now that's a knife.
I'm sorry, man.
You tried so hard. Probably would have been cheaper just to buy the decals yourself than, It's like, how many raffle tickets I bought? I could have actually just gotten the prize all by myself.
All right. Well, my friend, this has been an absolute blast. These normally don't last an hour and 20 minutes. 40 minutes, excuse me.
Hour and 40 minutes.
That's how you tell when you have
I
a
don't
good
shut up.
That's fine. That's fine. I enjoy doing these so much because I've mentioned this so many times. There's nobody around here that I talk this stuff to. I go to work. Nobody gives a shit about these. They always wonder why I'm always getting Amazon and Entertainment Earth boxes at work. And, there's nobody. I don't have anybody I hang out with. This right here has been one of the greatest things that I've discovered over the last year. Hanging out with fellow fans and, meeting new friends. And it's a hoot, man. And I appreciate you coming on tonight.
I tell you what, when you come out here for RetroCon, and you better come out here for RetroCon, try to come up like a day early or something. Because there's a bunch of collectible toy stores around here that have G1 stuff. They have, Combine Award. There's a whole ton of collectibles toy stores around here that you could find all kinds of stuff. I can't promise you an Overlord. I can't. But
I'm excited. The wife and I finally booked a vacation. We've been holding off for 2 years because of, the plague and everything. And I may get a chance to hang out with Kato live in August. So if everything works out correctly.
That is awesome. Yeah, the hate plague was a horrible thing. I'm glad that finally Optimus Prime came back.
Yep.
I just wish he'd fully open the Matrix.
Now we got Skynet and Armageddon right knocking on our door.
Yep. I want a little piece of this country too over here. We're going to take these. And this one over here. And little piece of Poland. Little piece of France.
I didn't do enough of this. Wait.
Okay. Right. I am feeling oddly disturbed, but okay.
Just now? Been on this channel for a while.
Oh, it takes a lot to get me too disturbed, but this was fun. We'll have to do it. And too bad you don't watch Walking Dead. I could have you on The Governor Reacts. And you could see me with the eye patch.
Nothing I'm really watching right now. So
I just watched Picard, episode 2, season 2, because there's Q in it. And it's already off to a better start than last season. Not saying that the first season of Picard wasn't good. It just wasn't as good as this so far.
Now,
it also helps that we don't have to meet all these new characters. So they're already established from season 1. But
what's that on? That's on Paramount?
Paramount, yep.
Okay. One of the few I don't have.
And they just put the new Scream movie. It's an honor, Sydney. Yeah. Have you seen the new Scream?
I'm awaiting Yellowstone season 4 on Peacock. It's funny. I go either my extreme sci-fi. Have you seen Resident Alien?
I have not.
My God. Highly, highly recommended. That show is so fun. It's like it can't make up its mind what it wants to be. It's like it's a comedy, yet very, very serious, yet it's just, I love it. It's great.
We've been binging Dexter.
Yeah, I need to check that one out too. And just started watching Reacher on Amazon Prime.
I heard that's really good.
Yeah.
I've been watching Winona Earp, which is basically the heir of Wyatt Earp is going after various demons.
Is that okay? So that's a series. I saw. Where was it? Was that a movie too? And then they turned it into a series.
I don't know that it was a movie, but there's a character on it. Doc Holliday is still alive. It's a magic thing.
Talk about random things you find on your desk.
What's that? Yeah.
Random things you find on your desk. Apparently, my son's been in here.
But yeah, Doc Holliday, and he talks like this. I'm very happy to meet you all here. He talks, it's not quite as slow as watching Wolf of Cybertron, but
I love your voices, man.
but yeah, that's a fun one. That's the closest to Yellowstone I've got.
Okay, it was a comic. Who put
It was
out,
a comic. And it became a show, and now the show is over. But now I'm able to binge watch it. Yeah, we went through. I kind of missed Supernatural. 15 seasons of that. It was.
Oh, my wife knocked that out. She spent like 3 months. Just every night I go home, Supernatural's on, so I go upstairs and watch Netflix on my phone. Haven't watched yet Creepshow. Creepshow's good. I got Shudder just to watch Creepshow. Dead Meat, the channel Dead Meat, they do the kill counts. I love my horror stuff too, so I got Creepshow or got Shudder, and it's really good. It has a lot of really neat series. Plus, you got some old 80s schlock horror movies. It's awesome.
Well, we're going to be at Monster Mania, and after the last Halloween Kills, my girlfriend hates Anthony Michael Hall with a passion. He was just evil dies tonight, just annoying as hell. He was just. I like Anthony Michael Hall as an actor, but he was fucking annoying in Halloween Kills.
That movie just, I don't know. I love the 2018 reboot, but this one it didn't make any sense. It just, I don't know. Maybe it'll wrap it up.
Well, Halloween Ends is, but
the original Creepshow, Stephen King was in it and directed one of the episodes. It's an anthology. It's based on an old comic book.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched a Creepshow. It's broke down where you got the series and there's a couple animated.
Isn't Creepshow with the Crypt Keeper?
Yep. No, it's not
Welcome.
The Crypt Keeper, it's the Creep. Crypt Keeper's Tales from the Crypt.
Oh, Tales from the
Creep
Crypt.
Show's
Right.
Creep. And it's just different stories. One I watched the other night, it was a guy trapped on a desert island. And while I'm watching, I'm like, okay, that's from a Stephen King short story. And it's just different stories from all over. I mean, it's some episodes are fantastic. Others you're just like, oh, it's just thing would hurry up and end.
You've seen The Mist, right? The movie?
Yes. That's one of those movies I watched and I'll never watch it again. It was a great movie. I just cannot watch that movie again.
The end of it, I've watched it.
Especially now being a dad.
Yeah. But the original short story, which I think was a novella in 4 Past Midnight by Stephen King, did not end that way. They just drove off into the mist and you never knew what happened. They came up with that ending for the movie and Stephen King saw that and he was like, that is fucking brilliant. He might not have used the word fucking, but but he was like, that is brilliant. I did not think of that. And it's just, it was a perfect, heartbreaking ending.
Yeah.
And yes, I can understand being a father not wanting to see that again.
All right, Kyle, it is 10 till midnight. We have had a fantastic show. We have had a fantastic audience. I enjoy this so much, and I appreciate you coming on. It was great talking to you again. And I guess that is pretty much it. So, like I said earlier, if you want to subscribe to Captain Kyle's channel, the links to his channel, I can't remember if I linked both your channels or not, but Toy Spotlite definitely is in the link of this video. And
if you go there, if you look down in the channels, it'll say Phantom Spotlight, or you're going to look for Phantom Spotlight. You'll find us.
Yeah,
very similar looking logo.
His toy reviews are a hoot. Like I said, you got the looking at the camera this way, and he does this little shift right here, and it's just entertaining as hell. So, once again, guys, I appreciate everything. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. This is Patriot Prime signing out. Hooah!